Hey guys, I'm Atulya Bhakti. Today I'm going to teach you how to make the perfect vegan pesto pasta. We're going to do two different variations on it. One with just pasta. We're going to use fettuccine and some pesto sauce, very classic variation. And then we're going to do another variation with a shorter pasta. This is rigatoni with some seasonal vegetables, some asparagus, fresh peas, and some broccolini for a healthier and more nutritious take on this dish. So let's get started. First, generously season a large pot of water and bring that to a boil. And we're going to be using this salted boiling water to blanch our vegetables as well as cooking our pasta. While the water is coming to a boil, we're gonna prepare our pistachio pesto. Today, I'm using roasted and salted pistachios that I get from Costco because these are freaking delicious. The general rule of thumb in picking the right nuts or seeds for your pesto is to pick nuts or seeds that are fresh, flavorful, and delicious to eat on their own. We're gonna be using a food processor to make our pesto today. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of roasted and salted pistachios. Add 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but the amount of salt you're gonna use is gonna vary depending on whether you use salted nuts or unsalted nuts. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes and a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. Process on high until pistachios are broken down into a coarse flour-like texture. Then add 2 packed cups of basil leaves that have been washed and dried completely. Process on high until the basil is well broken down. Then stream in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and 1/2 cup of good quality extra virgin olive oil. Streaming in the oil nice and slow like this will help emulsify your pesto nicely. And our pistachio pesto is ready to go. Now that our water has come to a boil, we're going to blanch our vegetables. First, I'm gonna go in with our broccolini. Just make sure to not overcrowd the pot. The key here is to cook these vegetables as fast as possible so that they are just barely cooked, no longer raw, but not overcooked. They should be crispy, snappy, and bright green. It's been about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. The broccolini is ready. I'm gonna transfer them into a large bowl with cold water and ice. This is called blanching and shocking. Putting the vegetables in an ice bath stops the cooking process and helps to maintain their beautiful green color. But if you don't have any ice at home or ice machine, then just go ahead and rinse the vegetables immediately under cold water to stop the cooking process, and that'll do. Next, I'm going in with some asparagus, and these are gonna take literally like 30 seconds to blanch. Lastly, I'm going to blanch and shock some fresh peas. This is also gonna only take about 30 seconds, and fresh peas taste so much better than frozen peas, so if you can get your hands on them, you gotta try them. Chop your blanched broccolini and asparagus into small bite-sized pieces. I'm gonna add some of it to our pasta dish today and save the rest to mix with salads throughout the week. And finally, we can cook the pasta in the same pot and water where we blanch the vegetables. Here, I'm cooking 4 ounces of fettuccine. This is gonna go for our classic pesto pasta dish. You want to cook the pasta until al dente. You can follow the package instructions. If it says 13 to 15 minutes, I like to shoot for the lower end, so I cooked mine for about 13 minutes. Once your pasta is al dente, go ahead and transfer your pasta into a bowl with some of the pesto that we made earlier. Ladle in some of the pasta cooking liquid, just a little bit at a time. This stuff is like liquid gold, especially when it comes to making pesto. It's gonna really help our pesto sauce become nice and creamy and coat every strand of the pasta into a delicious sauce. And you wanna mix this up until every strand of pasta is coated to perfection. Our pasta is ready to be plated up. And I've gotta say, this pesto pasta is a perfect dish as it is. You definitely don't even need this extra Parmesan. I'm just really putting this on for show. And here is the finished product of the classic fettuccine with pesto. Next, let's dress up our rigatoni with the blanched vegetables. I've cooked my rigatoni here the same way I cooked my fettuccine, in the same pot of salted boiling water. Just follow the package instructions and cook them until al dente, and added them to a bowl with the rest of the pesto sauce, added a little bit of pasta cooking liquid, and now I'm stirring this vigorously until everything is well incorporated and emulsified. And once your pasta is perfectly coated with sauce, now we can add some of our vegetables, and you can really eyeball it and add as much as you want. You might need to add a little bit of salt here in case your blanched vegetables didn't get enough saltiness from the salted boiling water. Let's go ahead and plate this up. I love using a shorter pasta like rigatoni for this healthier version because it's going to be a lot easier to eat with the chopped vegetables. I top this one off with a little bit of vegan parmesan as well, just for looks. It really doesn't need it, I'm telling ya. Flavor is there. And here is the more nutritious and healthy version of this pesto pasta. Feel free to use gluten-free pasta if you want to make it ultra healthy. Time for the taste test. So I'm gonna try the fettuccine one first. 완전 맛있어요. This is so good. The classic that I kind of can't stop eating it, but for the sake of this taste test, I gotta try some of this healthier, more nutritious version as well. 맛있어. The winner of this competition in pesto is both of them. I can't pick which one because this one is just like a purest version of pesto where you get the best of the sauce with the pasta. But this one, you get all the flavors of the vegetables, and this meal starts to become nutritious and more substantiable. Is that a word? You know, it has more substance to it, so you feel good eating this. If you like this pesto recipe, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I have new vegan recipes coming out for you every Friday, so you don't want to be missing out on that. And if you want the written recipe to this pesto, then go ahead and click the link in my description box to my website, chefatulya.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. 안녕!